We are live. Beautiful.
Did you post the link?
Not yet, but we're already live on YouTube, so most people join just with that. Streaming. I just want to check the quality of it before we go crazy with this. Quality looks great. What we'll do to avoid echo is we'll just make it so I'll mute when you're talking. And you may be able to...
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, just to avoid like...
I can't hear you. I mean, I don't hear an echo right now at all.
Okay. Good, good.
Good morning, everyone.
The echo is really good, guys. The echo is actually intentional because we really want you to understand every level and hear it twice.
You want to be able to hear it twice, yeah.
Okay.
Someone
Welcome
said
in.
I have a lot of echo.
Mike, you have a little bit of echo. I hear a little bit of echo on your end, but it's not bad at all. It really is not. It's very, very, very minor. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in.
What's up, everyone? Good morning. FOMC day.
Welcome in. How's everybody doing? Happy Wednesday. Everybody's sleeping in this morning. I know everybody's sleeping in this morning. You know why? Because it is a very sleepy week. Price action sleepy yesterday. A bit more of some just choppy consolidation price action. This is the price action that's going to burn you out, right? We'll talk about it today. We'll talk about the major ranges on SPY, the major level of resistance, the major level of demand. What we're expecting going into our meeting ahead of us. We have a major data this week. FOMC, massive day. Mike is going to chime in on all of these things as well. He's going to talk about his levels in SPY, his levels on some of these major beta names. We have a little bit of echo today, but just bear with us as we go through the levels. Again, we're not here for the production quality. We're not like incredible professional streamers. We're just traders. So just bear with us as we work through this. We're here for the levels. We're here for the charts, and that's it. We'll do the best we can every day. Welcome in, guys. Jetson, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Much appreciated, Jetson.
Good morning, everyone. Happy FOMC.
Yeah, I'm gonna. What I'll do is, Mike, when you talk, I'll keep my side muted as well, so it'll make it a lot better.
All right. Deal.
Okay, so let's get started, guys. Let's get started. 8:34 a.m. 600 people in here this morning. Everybody is sleeping in. Where is everybody? Gabriel, welcome in. Kenneth, welcome in. Paris, Miguel, Mena, B. Walt, welcome in, guys. Hit the like button, guys, if you guys can. It helps. We'll be a little bit of a like button menace today. All right, let's get started. So, we're going to talk about SPY today. We'll talk about SPY. We'll go over all levels in SPY. I think, Mike, you and I probably have the same levels in SPY. It's just the same thing over and over and over again. Hopefully we get a move now, right? And I think I'm going to talk about the larger view on SPY, what needs to happen moving forward. I'm going to talk about the QQQ chart. We'll go over Qs. Mike, I don't think you have much. Actually, you do trade Qs sometimes. So you might have some input here in Qs. Major 532 level. That was the level yesterday session. We'll talk about 532. We'll talk about the level on ES's chart. ES's chart obviously being 6080 yesterday. Remember we said 6080 big technical supply. That was the supply yesterday. Market couldn't get above it. It actually looked like it was going to get above it. We'll talk about, I took a long trade yesterday. Frederica, welcome in, Frederica. Thank you very much. Welcome to the live membership. I don't know what that is, but welcome to it. All right, we'll go over AMD. We'll go over Amazon. We'll go over Tesla. We'll go over Meta major level 694. We'll go over that 705 level as well. Big levels on Meta. I'm thinking about making some of our streams live member only, because then it'll make it like much more calm in the chat. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that on Fridays or something, just to make it more calm on Friday session. Anyway, we have Mike with us today. We're going to go over everything, but before we do that, I just want to chime in a little bit here on econ data. As you guys know, today we have FOMC, we have the Federal Open Market Committee announcement at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the biggest data release we have for the week, probably for the entire month. It is today's session. If you are 9:33 a.m. and 47 seconds into that candle, and you are full port on Tesla long options because you think that we're going to rip before FOMC, you are out of your mind and you should close your broker now. Seriously, 2 p.m. rate announcement today, the market probably is not going to make a big move prior to that event. Your goal today, prior to FOMC, should be cash flow, right? Look for a little bit of money, look for a little bit of cash flow, and that simply is it, because the market has major economic news at 2 p.m. The expectations for this event are pretty one-sided, meaning we know what's going to happen here. It's a 99% chance that there's going to be no rate cut. That's not what the market cares about. The market cares more about the 230 data. The 230 data is when the press conference occurs, and he's going to talk about the September forecast, and that's going to be far more important going into our Wednesday session. Okay, so big data at 2 p.m., bigger data at 2:30, and then tomorrow market closure. I'm going to Puerto Rico. I'm getting out of this market. I'm going to go enjoy my Thursday. Friday, I'm taking the hell off. I'll still be trading, but I think Rav is going to be taking my place for the pre-market. So a little bit of PTO for me on Friday, but I'll still be here for trading. Anyway, Mike, let's talk about charts. I want to open the mic to you. I'm actually going to let you start off SPY today, just to kind of get your levels out if you're ready for it.
Yeah. So I can go ahead and talk about that. So basically, guys, we've been consolidating at this supply, this major supply, SPX 6000, ES 6100. It's all in this area. It's huge supply, and we've just been consolidating here for over a week. I think we're in for a very big move. The side, depending on which side breaks out, we're going to get a plus or minus 5% move within the next week, I would say. 596 is the level I have for downside on SPY, 596. And then for upside, we have to break 605. But, right now, it's all dependent on FOMC. So, depending on how we react to FOMC, they're saying it's echoing like crazy.
I have myself muted, so I don't know what else I can do. I'm trying to think, why do we have an echo? Yeah, we need like a streaming mentorship. That's what we need. That's absolutely what we need. This is like pretty it's kind of crazy. You know what I'll do? I'll turn my sound down, and let's see if it's better. I'm gonna turn my sound completely down. Go ahead.
All right, let's test it. Is the echo better, guys, or no? It's fine. Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, as I was saying, guys,
I think you're saying it's the same. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Everyone's going crazy.
Worse.
Everyone's saying worse. There's no way it could possibly be worse. Anyway, what we basically, Mike, you're saying 605 on supply on the supply side. What was your demand zone on SPY?
596. If we lose that, that's the level I have. 596, 595. Then we could see a big move to the downside.
Yep, exactly. So basically, larger term view here, right? And this is what Mike's talking about, larger term view, is that we have major supply, major demand, right? So the levels that Mike are talking about are the larger term view today, right? And the larger term view basically is this. Oftentimes we get lost in sauce. Like I like, even for myself, lost in sauce, right? If you're doing a little bit of like some cute little like, scalping a little bit here, scalping a little bit there, scalping a little bit here, right? It's going to work, right? You're scalping in between a major channel high, channel low, but the levels today are the same. These are the big levels today, right? And I deleted all my, if you guys remember the levels from yesterday's session, right? Yesterday's session, we had all these levels all over the place, right? And they're all valid levels. We're actually gonna add them back in a second. But what Mike was just saying was that these are the two big levels, right? You have your 605 major supply and your 595 major demand. It's important you understand the major levels first, because this is what the market has to clear for more continuation. If you are a continuation trader, right? For continuation traders, you've been getting, you've been basically, you've been having a hard time, right? The reason why is because the market hasn't been moving, right? In order for us to get big moves, we need to see us under 595, break, retest, short side, downside move. That happens, we could probably see a really big move back down to 577. Seriously, that's what we're going to, right? Not going to happen in one day. I'm not going to say this. I'm not saying this is happening in one day or it's happening in one session, but it's going to happen over a series of sessions. And if the market clears 605, then we go back into all-time highs, and this time we have a magnet to all-time highs, and we probably break all-time highs too, because so much consolidation is built up over here. You have to understand, consolidation is like it's like a spring in a garage. Have you ever seen how, if you ever tried changing a garage door spring? I don't know if you guys have ever done it before, and when it opens up, it just blasts right through. Think of this like a spring, okay? The longer this is consolidating, the more likely it's going to rip in one direction. Now, today's session with a catalyst of FOMC, I would argue it may break today, right? You may see it break today or even on Friday's session, right? That's what I would expect. Now, there are other levels though, right? So Mike was just talking about 605, 595. What was your other level, Mike? I think you mentioned one other level.
596 is ES 6000. That's the level I'm watching for downside.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So 590, I have 595, but 596 is basically the same thing, right? And then to upside, what's your big supply?
605.
605, right? So 605. There are smaller levels though. Like the smaller level we spoke about yesterday was 602. Remember 602 big supply, right? 602 is simply just that Monday's low, the Friday's high. And then conveniently, what did it become? It also became Tuesday's highs, right? So yesterday's session, right? You can see that there was decent price action. If you zoomed out on an hourly time frame or 50-minute time frame, you see a high formed here. You see it turn into break and retest long entry there, and then into our Tuesday session, you see it become a resistance zone, which you saw shorts win, right? So you can trade this, right? But you have to be very patient, and that's one of the biggest problems with options. Even futures, is that it's hard to be patient on these moves, because who is going to sit through 45 minutes? I mean, this is beyond 45 minutes. This is actually, that would be 45 minutes on the 5-minute time frame. But on the 15-minute time frame, that's probably like 3 hours worth of price action, right? 3 hours worth of price action before actual downside came in. So going into our session now, 602 is still big resistance, right? So we still have 602 big resistance. We have 595 big demand below. That's really it for me, right? Yesterday's session, I took a long entry. I'll show you where I took long. I took long right about, I think it was, where was my long entry? I think it was right about here I took longs, right? I actually longed it first here and then second over here in that candle, and you just barely get any movement, right? A little 2 candle in your favor and then shot right back down, right? So even if you are trying to trade this range, it's very difficult. If you were short yesterday, what did you do? You probably shorted these highs over here and sat through multiple hours of consolidation. Then a downside move came in. So obviously, right, the big move yesterday was mostly downside facing, right? It just took a long time to reject off supply, and it did. Today's session, what I'd watch out for moving forward is I would watch, again, big demand below, micro supply above 602, and major supply above 605. Again, though, in order for us to see big movement today, I would want to see us well above 605. If it clears 605, then we get more upside, and if it clears 595, we get more downside. Okay, so very simple levels. I think Mike and I pretty much have the same stuff here. On the ES chart, Mike, what are your levels here? 60, 80? Probably a big level.
Yeah, so 60, 80, 6100 actually is really the big level I have, and then 6000 for downside. That lines up with that 595, 50, I think, on SPY, something like that.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So 60, 80, right? And then you have downside demand below, right? Wait, what was your downside demand below? You said the downside demand below was 59.80?
ES 6000.
ES 6000. ES 6000. For me, I'm gonna, like, my major levels this morning are, you have that CPI high was back from the 12th of June. On the SPY chart, that same CPI highs is again around here. 605 lines up to that Wednesday area, right? So in the ES chart, I would say for me, for continuation, I would want to see us above 6120, right? 6120 breaks. That's where we get back into all-time highs, right? Besides that, demand below 5980 to 6000, that whole area is just a big band, right? It's a big band of demand. So for demand moving forward, this is what I'd be watching. This is what Mike is saying too, right? Again, kind of going over the macro view here first. Or the macro view still is consolidation, right? Consolidation being between 6120 and 5980 to 6000 ES, right? That whole zone over here is demand below. And that's the macro level. Now, we have a smaller level here at 6080, which is the level we spoke about yesterday's session. Remember we said 6080 big supply. That was the big supply we had to break above. That's why my long entry yesterday, if you look at my long yesterday, when I longed the S&P yesterday, I barely got any move, right? I barely got any move, right? I got in long over here, went to there, and got smacked down right off resistance. If you're looking for continuation on this market, you probably won't get it until maybe today. Maybe today after 2 p.m. you may get it. But until then, it's been very, very muted action. Now going forward, levels, again, kind of repeating what Mike and I were just saying, but it's 60-80 level as resistance this morning. Big demand below 59.80 and big supply above us 61.20. For us to get real free-flowing upside moves today, 6120 breaks on the S&P on ES's chart. If this level breaks here, I'll make it green so one sees it. If this green level breaks today, we will see some very quick action, I think. Very, very nice free-flowing moves to the all-time highs. That would be an incredible bull case scenario. The bear case scenario, like we were just saying, is under 5980. Right, so moving on now. On the Qs, on the QQQ, level yesterday was 532. And I already know this. People are going to say, Brett, if you said yesterday that there was resistance at the SPY 602 level, why the hell were you long on SPY under 602? That's a good question, right? Very, very good question. The reason why mostly was because I saw Qs, right? QQQ was doing the most incredible break and retest of 532, and it looked like a very classic bear trap, right? You saw break, retest. I went long here on SPY using QQQ as kind of the ticker to watch, and saw upside back in the highs, but that was all we got, right? A little bit of break, retest action, but no continuation. And then obviously you saw what? You saw us now fail below that 532 level, and that's where downside really came in. And you are seeing this though, like you are seeing some of the best moves in the market recently have been these failed breakouts, right? And I think if you were trading this market, this actually was probably your best possible short entry, right? It was a failed breakout higher and the downside move. Today's session on Qs, and Mike will talk about his levels in a second, but my levels are 532 big resistance, 535 major resistance, and then 526 major support. Mike, what are your levels here on Qs? Kind of same thing?
Yeah, I have pretty much the same, but I also have a huge demand at 522, which is NQ 21,500. If we get a big move from FOMC or whatever, that's definitely where I'll look for longs. That's a very macro level.
Yeah, but you said 522.50, right? This level right here?
522, yeah, and NQ 21,500.
That is a massive level, right? 522.50. 522.50, 522.50, 522.50. That is the big level, right?
It's huge. It's huge, yeah.
It is a big level. So I think that we can definitely keep that on the back burner for longs today if the market does pull into it. 522.50. And then obviously 535 big resistance. That's your two big levels are this, right? These are your big levels, right? You use your 535 and your 522.50, right? Those are your two big levels to watch out for today's session. That's kind of the consolidation we've been in. For upside to come in, 535 must break. If 535 breaks, we see all-time highs, right? So zooming out to, and that's crazy. I mean, we're not even far from all-time highs here. We are very, very close.
Nuts.
It is crazy, right? If 535 breaks, it's literally a hair away from 541. Right there.
Yeah, I think today's session and Friday's session are going to be interesting.
Yeah. Break, retest, upside,
we're breaking this range soon.
You know what my sort of thinking is, this is like my thought process today's session is, I think because everybody expects today's session to break range, I think we don't break range today. I think we break range on Friday. I think we will see a big move on Friday. I'm hoping we see it on Friday, but let's see what happens. I think Friday is going to be a big day. Anyway, we are now going to move on. We'll go over NQ quickly. NQ chart, obviously levels are the same. I think Mike, we're talking about 21,550, right? This is that level you're talking about. Big level of demand below. Besides that, on the NQ chart, right, from just a larger term view here, I'm removing a lot of my levels because I want to make it. I want to make when I'm trading these major volatile days, I want to be only trading off those macro levels, right? I think that's a very important mindset to have. 21,785 on NQ, big level, and then the massive level below us that Mike was just talking about was 21,550. That's your big level today's session. Anything else you have in this chart, Mike? On NQ? No, same thing.
Just the 21,500.
Yep. Above these highs, 22,325, which is our most recent swing high. And if we break this, that's where upside comes in, right? Obviously, this is the level you want to see us break. I would even argue, right, 22,200 is a level 2, right? And sometimes you want to make it simple and have the level so clear, but you need this level here because you can see this is a big resistance as well. Today's FOMC, if it stays in this range, right, we've done nothing. Very important, right? Highs and lows. If we stay in this range, market has done absolutely nothing. Mike, we have 1,400 people here this morning, man. That actually may be almost a new record. That may be almost a new record. And we have 400 likes.
Do you think I should put my AirPods in to see if that helps the echo or no?
You know what? Like I think that it's probably pretty bad, but it's okay. Like I don't think it's. Guys, honestly, tell us this: is it really bad? Like, is it unlistenable, or is it okay? What do you guys think in the chat? It's bearable. Okay, it's bearable. People are saying it's mostly bearable. Yeah,
I'll try. Yeah. Just go ahead and move on to the next one. I'll be back in a second.
Okay, perfect, guys. So I'll move on. Let's go over our first chart of the day. Let's go over Nvidia. So. Nvidia, right? Nvidia, big levels, 145, 143.50, right? This was what's been happening with the market recently, right? I mean, just look at this. I probably have seen so many traders the past few weeks who are breaking risk traders, right? Continuation traders. I've seen so many people just get frustrated with this price action. And there's a valid reason why. Because look at this beautiful break weakness on Monday session. 145 breaks, massive upside. Back in 146. And everyone's thought process going into Tuesday session was 145 reclaims, we should see more continuation, more upside back in the highs. What happened on Tuesday session was just awful, right? We saw us get sort of stuck under 145 all day and then no continuation into our Tuesday session. Going forward now, it's the same idea as what I said on Tuesday. I said Tuesday, if 145 breaks, we have upside. I'm still going to go forward that idea, right? If 145 can clear, we could see upside back in 146 and potentially beyond. Now, am I asking for too much today prior to an FOMC event? I may be asking for too much. But this is from a technical standpoint what I'd expect. If we can clear 145, break retest upside move, 146 highs. This is one of my best watches, my top watches for longs today, and I'll keep watching this as long as the market holds strong. Mike, how is it now? Are you?
I just want to test. I have my AirPods now. I want to test and see you guys if there's any difference.
Is there any difference, guys? Let's see. No difference. They're saying the same thing.
Okay, then just move on.
We'll move on. What I'll do, Mike, is I'll just like I'll like work with you on some tickers. Let's just like, for example, Nvidia. Are you watching anything in Nvidia today?
No, I was watching. So for me, I like Apple 195. You can talk about that.
Apple 195. Apple 195.
Has it been 193? Yeah.
195. Yeah, I see it. Guys, I tried muting already. It doesn't work. It's the same thing. It doesn't do anything. It's something on my side. I have to fix it. We'll figure it out. You know, it's just we'll just deal with it for today's session. 195, big level, right? 195 breaks, next level 193. That looks good. That looks good. This has been such a weak name, right? It just keeps structuring lower.
Yeah, it's crazy. So weak.
So weak, right? It's like something is selling on Apple like crazy. 195 breaks. That's where we talked. I think Mike, you and I were watching 196 yesterday, right? 196.
196. Yeah, it just bounced and held. So I actually like 195 now.
Right, but look at this though. I mean, that actually was a nice. That was nice yesterday, right? Look at this. Look at this. If you were an end of day trader yesterday, I probably could have got a nice move. Look at that, right?
Beautiful. In the afternoon, yeah.
Break, retest, short side entry. That was actually a good trade yesterday. Today's session, I'm in alignment with that one. I like it. 195 breaks. We can look for downside. 195 breaks, downside back into 193. If this chart clears highs here now, I would say look for this to clear 198.50. If this can clear 198.50, that's where upside comes in. So really, you're just trading off of yesterday's levels, right? If it can do this, that's your long trigger, right? This is your long trigger for upside. If it does this, is your short trigger for downside. That could be a nice watch going into our Wednesday morning session, okay? But right now, obviously, this is a weaker name, right? We should be looking mostly for short side trades in this chart, right? Short side trades as long as we're under yesterday's highs. I like that idea a lot. Tesla's chart. On Tesla's chart levels, I think Mike was watching this for a while. You're watching 332. If you guys recall.
Yeah, it never broke out.
Never broke out, right? Never broke out. 332 was a big level. Today's session, it's still 332. If we can look for an upside move above 332, that's where we get 336. Remember I said though, guys, this is so important. If you're trading 332, right, you only really have upside back into 336. Don't give yourself the mental. Don't put yourself through. Just be careful, right? At 332 breaks, it only really has upside back into 336. For now, though, the upside doesn't really look that good, right? You've seen again and again and again rejections at the same level. I think the thing that I'll be looking for going forward is really this. If this happens, 336 breaks, that's where I'm looking for upside, right? If that can clear, that's where I'm focusing on upside. That's the all-time. That's the previous high over here, back in these highs over here, Wednesday's June 11 highs. There's someone selling, right? You saw it yesterday. I'm sure many of you guys like focused on the intraday too a little bit. You probably saw the selling on Tesla. It was there. It was really active, right? All day yesterday, systematic selling. High, low, high, low, high, low, systematic all day. Tesla, even if this gets strong, the only thing that would really get me interested would be if it got above 336, right? That would be a really important idea for me moving forward for bulls. Vishon, an audio engineer. There's an audio engineer. We'll take a look at that, Vishon. Thank you very much. That is, thank you for the advice. We'll absolutely look into it. Right, so Meta. On the Meta chart, 705, big resistance, 695, big support.
Still, yeah.
Yep, same thing. What are your levels? 705, 695?
705, yeah. It's big. It's been trying to break out, and if we actually get that today, then you can see 710.
Yeah. I think so too. You are seeing this is like one of the best beta names that's been holding up really well. The reason why I'm saying that is because you're seeing you're seeing us do this. You're seeing us keep forming at least equal lows here, right? And the fact that it keeps doing 694 holds is still bullish. So as long as 694 is holding, you can still scalp this for long side moves. But for us to really get continuation, you want to see us above 705. If this happens, this is your most bull case scenario. Why? Because like Mike was saying, right? Consolidation highs. This is what's happening here, right? If it can clear that 705, that's where upside comes in, and we can look for a move back to 710 and 716. Again, kind of like a compressed spring. If it clears 694, be careful, right? Bulls, be careful because this is going down lower, right? And that should be your idea now moving forward is we're bullish as long as we're above these lows, right? These lows that are forming. And for like real continuation long entries, you want to see it clear above the 705 level. That can happen, big upside. AMD, yes, I forgot AMD. AMD's chart. 125. Exactly.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. That's the only thing I'm watching.
I mean, you can take, I think it's risky, but if it breaks out of that 130 and builds over 130, then that's also long.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying 130?
I like, yeah, 130.
130. So you're saying 130 break, continuation trade back to 132. Or you're saying 125 bounce. I like the 125 bounce a lot. That's my main focus today is 125 bounce. But I agree with you though. Like this has also been a really strong name, right? You are seeing this chart, and this is very important. Is what makes this bullish? This is bullish because it is holding 125, right? So as long as it holds 125, we're still bullish. Look for longs there, right? That could be a good watch day session. 125, maintaining, hold for longs. Next ticker, SMH 260, big level on the SMH, right? This is the level chips must hold, the blue level right here. Let's just make it simple. Let's just make it super simple today. 260 maintains, chips are strong. 260 fails, chips are weak. Very important understanding here on semis. What about Amazon? Mike, you have anything Amazon?
Amazon. I don't think I did. No, I don't have anything on Amazon.
Me either, to be honest with you. It's not really a clean level. The chart is still 2 and 4. 2 and 4 is your big support, and your big resistance is 217. So that's just the major levels we have here on this chart now. I removed a level. You guys saw that, right? I just removed a level in the middle, 21550. The levels now, I would say, very simply 217, that recent high here, and that 2 and 4, still same levels before, right? That's a big demand that we have below. Okay, big demand, big supply, right? 2 and 7, you're saying? Yeah, 2 and 7. Yeah, 2 and 7 in the chat. 2 and 7 is a big level. If we can clear 2 and 7, upside back into 219, 220. As of right now, though, we are still just in range, right? Still just very much still in range. Is it bullish or is it bearish? It's bullish still, right? This is still bullish as long as we are forming these higher lows, right? This is still bullish, right? And this is the most recent low here, 2 and 4. So this is still bullish as long as it holds 2 and 4. PLTR, Mike, I'll let you handle this one. This is all yours.
Yeah, you guys obviously know I'm short PLTI. I have short bias on this name. I think I've done a ton of research and it's completely overvalued. But also from the technical standpoint, right? We fell back below 140, closed as a bearish engulfing yesterday. At this point, we just need momentum to kick in. If we lose 135, I think is the level. Yeah, 135. If we lose that, we should see that movement back into 132. And then I think we retest at least that big daily demand at 125.
Okay. Yeah. I think like the most, even if you're a bull here on PLTR, and this is important, is like understanding both sides. If you're a bull here in PLTR, what are you looking for? You're looking for this, right? This is what you're looking for. You're looking for a pullback in 125, 126. So
right,
reasonably, right, you can either wait for longs back at demand, right, for long side entries, or you can short it back to the demand. I think it's a good, it's a solid understanding now on PLTR, right? And 120, if you are a PLTR trader, you know what the level is, right? The level is as it always is, and as it probably always will be, 125, right? 125 is the big level. Let's see what happens moving forward. Okay. Let's do Netflix. 1200, big level today. Netflix 1230. You have?
I had 1230 for upside. Yeah.
1230. Yeah. Wow, that's actually a nice level. Really nice level.
I won't trade it. I don't really like to trade Netflix, but 1230 is a good level.
Yeah, it's still holding trend like perfectly, right? You're seeing a massive hold of trend here, right? You see trend low, trend touch, and obviously now we're at 1230. 1230, right? If it can clear 1230, that's where you get a breakout move. And I don't like, this is the thing today, like prior to FOMC, what should you be looking for? Should you be looking for breakout trades prior to FOMC? I'm gonna probably bet no, right? Now Netflix could be the one that does it, and I don't want to deter people from trades, but let's see what happens. I think today's session, you really should be careful before FOMC event, right? That should be in the back of your head. Is like you may get in a trade and it may not move as much as you want to. Now this chart from a technical standpoint, I agree. 1230 breaks. This looks fantastic for upside, right? It should go to 1260. But if you are trading it, I think just be in and be out, right? Get your money quick, trail your stops faster, especially on a day prior to FOMC. That should be what you're doing. 10%, 15%, take a little bit off, raise stops. Again, I like that level though. 1230 breaks, upside back at 1260. Let's do a few more, guys. A few more in the chat. I will go over it quickly. We'll do Microsoft, MSFT. Mike, you're probably better at Microsoft. You trade this more than I do. What are your levels here at Microsoft?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really watching Microsoft, but 480 is the obvious level. You know, if you look at the 1 hour, 4 hour daily, 480 is the level.
Yep. Yeah.
But it's at all-time highs. I mean, it's not. You know, if it breaks 480, we don't really know where it's going to go because it's at all-time highs.
Right. Previous all-time highs is 468. Wow, that's actually great. That's actually insane. Look at that. Look at this. Like look at this. Look at this. I mean, this was the time to trade it, right? The break and retest of the previous all-time highs here, 468. Big upside back in the highs here, 480. I agree. I think at this point, right, you should probably be mostly risk off. 480 clears. That's where more upside comes in. But for now, expect this. Expect a pullback long to set up here at 468. That's where that's where I would personally be. I'd be looking for this. This would be where I'd be looking for entries. I think we can probably call it here. We have a nice session. We had a good session today. We went over a lot of stuff. Look, guys, this has been a week, a several weeks of really very poor price action. And if you've been managing well in this market, you should be very proud of yourself. Seriously, right? The market doesn't, and we say this often. I think oftentimes traders say conditions are tough, right? But you have to just look at the chart and really determine what makes this conditionally a tough market. Well, right now it's not because we're just saying it, but it's because for many weeks in a row we had beautiful sustained upside, right? And then when we sit in periods like this, in these box periods, this is what creates a lot of those bad habits, creates bad trades, creates over trades, and oftentimes you get in continuation trades, doesn't work, and now you're seeing like, oh my god, my strategy's not working, right? Take it easy today, especially before our event. I think we are at the end of the tunnel, right? The light is there. We're seeing the light right now, and the light is FOMC. Let's wait. Let's be patient today. If you take trades before then, cash the heck flow, and that's it, right? Mike, any last words from you?
No, I mean, that's exactly what we have to do today is just be patient at FOMC. We're going to get a very big move soon. And once we break this range, we'll have some beautiful trades. So just wait for it and, just trade safely until then.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, safe trading, and I'll see you all for live trading. Bye, guys.
All right, see you guys soon.